Stock YouTuber Tier List 2026, I tracked the results of 16 popular investors. Who was the best stock picker of the year and who was the worst? The results are incredible, with the winner making almost 60% returns. Have you noticed that every single year, stock YouTuber like me make the exact same video? Top 10 stocks to get rich in 2026. 7 stocks to buy in 2026. These 5 stocks will make a millionaire in 26. I watched these videos myself. In fact, this week I was going to do the same thing. It's the perfect moment. I was going to give you the 5 Adriconomics stocks for 26 and call it a day. But then I thought, wait a second. Every year these influencers make this prediction, but no one holds them accountable. So I decided to make this video instead, tracking the real market results of their top picks of last year and see who was the best. I honestly assume most of those guys would underperform, and I was ready to expose them and make a sensational video, but the data proved me wrong. Out of 16 investors, 14 beat the S&P 500 and the Nasdaq, only 2 underperformed. Crazy, right? 3 of them made over 50% returns. Basically, Wall Street got beaten by a bunch of random YouTubers like me, in-your-face index fund purists. Before we start, let's add Adriconomics to the tier list. I'm putting myself right here, tier F. Because last year I didn't even make a top stock video, so I didn't even qualify for the race. Default loser. I'm putting myself at the bottom also to make one point clear. This is not a judgment on these people as investor or content creator. Actually, some of my personal favorite didn't do so well, and other I don't usually watch did great. But ultimately, this is just a game based on one single video made 1 year ago. I don't want to be in tier F forever, so this year I'm going to participate. I'd already prepared my top stock list for 26, so I'm going to quickly share it with you at the end of this video, and I will also be ranked in 27. Now, let's the ranking begin with last position. Brian Stoffel, long-term mindset, gave us 5 picks: Amazon, Axon, Mercado Libre, Tesla, but what really ruined him was this last pick right here.
Number 3 is one that a lot of people might disagree with, but it is Duolingo, the very popular online language learning app.
Duolingo down 45%. If you held a $10,000 portfolio equally balanced on these 5 picks, you would have lost $300 last year. I'm sorry, Brian, I love your channel, but you can keep me company in tier F. No one else lost money. The only other YouTuber that underperformed was this guy right here.
This video we're going to touch on 10 companies. Some of them I personally own, some others I do not, but I do think that they will perform quite well in 25. And of course, I'm not here to waste your time, so the names will pop up on your screen.
The list started great with Google plus 65% and Nu 61%, but the rest kind of sucked, especially Novo Nordisk minus 40% and his beloved PayPal minus 31%. Total return 7.6%, second to last he gained money, so he gets tier E, but the S&P 500 doubled his returns. However, if you are a couch investor fan, please keep watching because there is a major surprise about him later on. Let's put the S&P 500 in tier D with 16.39% returns. Everyone else outperformed the market, so they are in tier C or higher. The Nasdaq made 20%. Paul of Everything Money made a bit better with 22% return. He picked solid stocks like Meta, Google, Visa, unfortunately also Adobe that dropped 21%, but he was the only one that went with Johnson & Johnson plus 43%. Great pick, congratulations, tier C. Next up, Stealth Wealth Investing. He gave us 5 solid picks including Google and SoFi, but he also had PayPal, and that really dragged down his average. He still managed 24% returns, a respectable tier C. One investor I'm being generous with is Sven Carlin. He made a video on 9 stocks to buy in January 2025, and he shows his usual messy risk-reward chart, and honestly, it's not very clear. I needed an hour to understand his picks, and the video is 16 minutes long. At a certain point, he said this.
Samsung Korea is getting hammered, continues to get hammered. P ratio 11, Apple P ratio 40, dividend yield 2.73. Something interesting if you want global exposure, Samsung is the way you can think about it. So it is here, let's say, good businesses at good returns at a fair risk situation.
Was he saying to buy Samsung and Google? I don't know, probably. Samsung did insane this year, 125%, and Google did great. I give Sven these 2 stocks, so it's tier C, otherwise it would have underperformed. Next up, the patient investor. He made 2 videos, 2 growth stocks and 3 quality stocks. I bundled them together. The growth stocks did great with Celsius 74% return, the quality one not so much. Canadian Pacific 2%, Amazon 5%, total return a solid 24%, well-deserved tier C. I wanted a different perspective than the usual stock bros, so I dug deep into the YouTube archive and found Investing Diva.
My name is Kenna Danielle, also known as the Invest Diva. I'm a former electrical engineer here to help you take control of your financial future and accelerate your freedom without relying on shady money managers and Wall Street bros.
Her picks were quite unexpected. AppV, Home Depot, L3 Harris, very different to the bros, but hey, decent 27% returns. Very solid. At 27% returns, we have also Daniel Pronk. He picked HIMS, Red Fox, Nu, Mercado Libre, and Brookfield. Tier C for Daniel. Really close to tier B. This guy right here.
I'm going to share with you my top 9 stocks to buy for 2025. I'll also share with you my detailed calculations for why I feel these 9 stocks are undervalued.
Great picks in his list of 9. Google, Uber, Nvidia, Lilly, and AMD 77%. Pinterest and DraftKings went negative, but still a solid 29% for Parkev. Now we enter tier B. Let's start with Superman Jerry Romine. 6 stocks I'm betting big on 25, which turned out to be 3 stocks and 3 ETFs. But we are generous, borderline disqualified, but we keep him in because the stocks were Tesla, Nvidia, and especially Palantir with 135% returns. That brings him into tier B club. In the low 30s, we have a very controversial YouTuber. Some love him, others hate him.
7 stocks I'm buying, January 2025 edition. Welcome in, folks. 2025.
Jeremy basically shielded his own portfolio with SoFi 70%, Celsius 73%, and AMD 77%. Nike and Elf didn't do well, but 31% return, it's worth B tier. Next up, ticker symbol U. Great channel name, great picks. He got Nvidia, Google, Broadcom, but the big differentiator was having Palantir plus 135%, total 37% returns, more than double the index. Congratulations. 4th position, but he deserved top 3. Asymmetric investing, Travis managed 42% returns, but he also gave us 20 picks. Usually, more picks, less risk, lower returns. But his picks were extraordinary. He was the only one picking Robinhood, 203%, and Micron, 239%, plus Celsius, Google, SoFi, TSM, and Lyft, all between 50 and 60%. You just smash it. Unbelievable returns for 20 stocks, tier A. We finally arrived at the top 3, tier S, over 50% return. Third position.
These 8 stocks have shown exceptional revenue growth. They've got strong moats and they're positioned in sectors primed to the moonness in 2025. Of course, Winston has helped me sniff out and go through all the financial statements. At least he's snoozed on them, but I'm going to take the credit for the analysis. At least if I'm right. If not, I'll blame Winston. That's generally how it works around here.
Felix and Winston, I have to give them credit. They picked incredible stocks. Palantir, AppLovin, 108%, plus SoFi, Broadcom, Nvidia, HIMS. 8 names, only ELF underperformed. Incredible stock picking, superior, super, special, S tier. But Business with Brian and Chris Sain did even better. They both picked 10 stocks. They both had Google, Nvidia, Uber. But Chris hit a home run with Micron, 239%, but he was betrayed by Cava, minus 46%. That single loss cost him the gold medal. Brian was the only one brave enough, or maybe crazy enough, to pick D-Wave Quantum. That stock did 211%, and that pick plus ASML, TSM, AppLovin, made Business with Brian stock picker of the year with 57.6% returns. S tier, king of the hill, congratulations. But wait, didn't I tell you that there was a Couch Investor surprise? And I also have to give you my picks for this year, so I don't finish last again next time. So, Couch Investor, 1 week after he posted the video that made him second last, he posted this other one. 10 overlooked stocks for 2025. Of course, like all the good things, the second video got like half the views compared to the first one, but check it out.
In this video, I want to focus on stocks that did get hit in 2024, but I do still think that the business is on the right track, and I think that's going to be reflected in the stock's performance in 2025. Not here to waste your time, so the names will pop up on the screen.
Intel, Alibaba, Transmedics, Micron, total returns 60%. If that had been his only video, he would have won this game, so I think it's fair to put the two together and average the returns 33%. Let's bump him up to tier B. That completes our tier list. I hope you find it entertaining. After all, the stock market is just a game. I challenge you to beat me and the other YouTubers during 2026. Leave a comment with your picks for this year. I'm going with Novo Nordisk is my only 50,000 views video. I'm invested, I must pick Novo. PayPal, it's a classic contrarian bet, and maybe I will make a Couch Investor happy and he give me a shout out. 3 IMS and Earths, I'm not invested yet, but I'm bullish inside. 4 Monday.com, I never spoke about it until now, but I think it's very cheap. 5, I want to close with some stability, a Magnificent 7 stock that underperformed this year, but I think it will do better. Next one, Amazon. That's it, comment below with your best picks for 2026. If you beat me, I will feature you in the next year video. Like, subscribe. Happy New Year everybody, peace out.